When we say good governance, we have to say that we manage well the funds. But it has to go a step further by showing how well those funds are being managed and where it goes to.
Transparency also helps to promote trust with our stakeholder. So in this environment where there are a lot of charities, there are many worthy causes to support. Providing a lot of information about our organisation helps our supporters make informed decisions about who they want to support.
So that they too trust us with the resources that we have received on their behalf. So this is something that is a lifestyle, it's a value that we believe in.
With processes to ensure transparency, there is less likelihood of fraud and enforces discipline among staff to uphold good governance.
So to us it has to be very clear that we can always tell a donor where your dollar is going to, how have we created employment, how have we engaged with the wider community, and I think that builds trust. So transparency builds trust, and without trust we won't see repeat donations and building the company.
So the challenges faced for us to keep abreast of developments in the area of corporate governance.
As public monies form a significant portion of our funds, and as such there is a greater expectation on us to spend prudently and judiciously.
We, as everybody else, has challenges. The world is changing, and they're changing very, very fast today.
To help us overcome that challenge, we invite committee members, volunteers to join us as committee members.
For us, we have learned over the years that actually it is getting our processes together so that we will be actually more effective in the services we provide.
What we also did is to put in a lot of standard operating procedures, so people who are actually doing the accounts and all that know what's the procedure to follow. They can't just take the money bank into the bank, write banking slip and be done with. There is always the check and balance going on, and there's a segregation of duties, so it goes through various steps to make sure, even if it's $10.
That is a lot of conversations that we're having both within the team.
We overcome the additional financial costs by sourcing for grants available to help fund the expenses incurred. As for the compliance among staff, we provide training where we emphasize the importance of segregation of duties as well as clear identification of role and responsibilities, which go a long way in helping them understand the importance of governance.
So I think my advice to other charities: hire well, make sure you treat your staff well and you treat them as your family. I know we do at SRT. And make sure you have a good board. It's very important to have a board that brings on board the skill set that you might not have internally, and never be afraid of asking for help. I mean, there are lots of things that we can't be expected to know about, but make sure you reach out to board members or other of your stakeholders that are interested in furthering your organization. So, and have fun while you do it.
We have quite high standards on the kind of volunteers that we recruit. We interview them, we interact with them before we accept them as volunteers to our organizations. We also have codes of conduct that set out the kind of expectations we have of our volunteers, especially if they work directly with our beneficiaries, who are most of the time children and youth. So having this kind of code of conduct, guidelines, standards in place help to set the kind of expectations we want from our volunteers.
So my encouragement to other agencies is that don't see this as a filling of a form and ticking of boxes and so forth, which is just only part of it, but it is a way of examining our own processes and our own organizational effectiveness.
It's important to have your SOPs in position right from the word go. Then it's easier to keep the governance in place. But if you're trying to put in SOPs as you're going on, it is a bit harder because you never followed it from the beginning. So people tend to be like, "Yeah, never mind, no need to do this." But if you have it, it becomes part of the work. And having the checks and balances are very, very important for charities.
Well, I would advise them to have the determination and not to have the fear to face adversities. There are bound to be ups and downs. But, one must be prepared for them and face them and do what you can to their best interests.